for him.
You said that.
Don't you go there.
Don't you go there.
Nah.
Baby, not Toni and Tamar almost exchanging blows. OMG. So, WeTV recently released a 7-minute sneak peek at the family drama to come on the Braxtons. And besties, it's just as explosive as we imagined.
What we were told is you didn't want to film with us.
Well, you already know why I want to film with y'all.
Wait a minute, hold on.
My niece Ashlee, who we love very much, posted her videos on social media with some accusations about her family. My family was a little surprised.
There was a lot going on the internet.
Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashlee on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea.
I am getting Ashlee here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that.
Child, Tamar's out here expressing outrage about being sent a cease and desist letter that apparently threatened her business, and that she got this even before their niece Ashlee was on her podcast.
Y'all tried to shut down my entire
Don't
business.
say y'all.
Sending a cease and desist is shutting down my business. Exhibit B. The cease and desist. I got a cease and desist before Ashlee was on my podcast.
Tawanda said she had nothing to do with the cease and desist, and Trina said the same in her green screen interview. So does this mean that Toni was the one who sent it? Maybe or maybe not. But what I can tell you is that we are about to experience a whole other side of Toni. See, Toni is usually the level-headed, keep the peace big sister. She's the one who's supposed to calm the waters, not stir them. But if she's actually the one pulling behind the scenes power moves, this is something else. We also see Tamar clashing with Toni, and Toni was out there telling Tamar not to play with her because she's a heavyweight, and Tamar straight up said that it was Toni's idea to have Ashlee on the show. Baby, this season is about to expose some cracks we didn't even know existed. So how about we just get right into it? First of all, like I said, what we're seeing is Tamar clashing with Toni. Yes, Toni of all people. After Tamar alleges that it was Toni's bright idea to have their niece Ashlee brought onto the show. But even before we get into that argument, let's take a look at what Ashlee said about the family.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today, and that story is about how one of my aunts and my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this story. A, because of my family. B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story.
Basically, what she was trying to say was that her stepmother and father, Michael Braxton Jr., saw text messages between herself and her aunt's partner that were inappropriate. And when they first told her aunt, she was loving and upset about what happened to Ashlee. But as time went on, it felt like her aunt switched to not feeling that way. And Ashlee said that as she got older, she realized how weird it was that her aunt was okay with her partner given the circumstances. Oh, it gets worse, because apparently her aunt thought she started it, or that she was part of the problem, and even started to blame her for what happened. Ashlee also said that through therapy, she learned how to deal with the situation, but also said that she should not be blamed because she should have never been put in that situation in the first place. She also said that she spoke with friends who've gone through similar situations, and that she hates that they can bond over such a traumatic thing. According to Ashlee, she was also talking about it because she wanted to shed light on the topic for men, women, and anybody who had gone through something like that, where they were not of age and experienced something like that. She also said that she felt like she needed to be careful with what she was saying because at the end of the day, the Braxtons are powerful people. And like other people of such status, they would do anything to protect their name. Well, online sleuths did their digging and figured out that Ashlee was talking about Trina's ex-husband, Gabe. And at the time, fans were super pissed, mainly because Trina knew what kind of man he was. He cheated on her for the majority of their relationship, yet she still blamed her niece. People were saying that she loved turning a blind eye to what he was doing, even though he was hooking up with women and men, was into bestiality, and had weird obsessions for underage girls, allegedly. Now, eventually, we also found out that Tamar was going to bring Ashlee on the show to talk about her experience, and she said that she would support her.
Yeah, we're going to be also filming the Braxtons, and it's very interesting because my niece is coming on the show, and not to be messy, but I just thought it was important for her to understand that somebody is here for you. Yeah, because I was surprised by that whole, outburst. I guess she got it all. I mean, honest. However, I just thought it was important for her to know that somebody is here.
So, based on the trailer, this entire situation will play out in season 2. And we even see a scene where Tamar meets Ashlee at a restaurant and she explains her actions to producers, saying, "Well, I'm Ashlee's aunt. She is my brother's daughter. And I know what it's like to be in pain and no one comes to your aid, okay? The difference between me and Ashlee is I went to my family for help and they told me they wasn't going to help me. I wanted to offer that to her because I felt like it wasn't offered to me." But here's where the drama kicks into overdrive. This whole Ashlee situation is happening at the same time Tamar reveals she was hit with a cease and desist letter. Yup, somebody in that Braxton circle actually went as far as to send Tamar legal papers allegedly threatening her business. And of course, Tamar is furious. Then the next thing we know, she's fighting with everyone, including Toni, and spilling that it was Toni's idea to bring Ashlee to the show.
Don't with Toni Braxton. And then when Toni said we need to have her on the show, I told you we need to have Ashlee on the show. I ain't never say that. Yes, I never said that. She's lying. Tell my mother. Don't swear your mother. And we shouldn't do it. You said have her on the Braxton show.
This is not the forum.
You said that.
This is not the forum.
You said that.
Don't you?
I mean, this fight is not something people saw coming. But to a lot of people, this new season is giving less family bonding and more family exploitation. And I don't say that lightly. The way this whole thing with Ashlee is unfolding, child, is starting to look like they're using their own niece as a storyline. And it's devastating. Think about it. You've got a family who has been in the spotlight for over a decade. They've had spin-offs, feuds, reconciliations, and tragedies. And now to keep the wheels turning, they're pulling in the next generation. And do y'all remember how they used Tracy's son in season 1? They basically exploited how he was navigating the loss of his mom and how he was getting a divorce from his wife, Olivia Harron, after a few years of marriage. Apparently, things were so bad with little Kev that after filming a session with the grief counselor, Kevin apparently took a lunch break. But when the production team went back to check on him, he was found unresponsive on the floor. The production team even wrote about the incident, saying, after Kevin's grief counseling session, he took a break for lunch with the TV production team. Production hadn't heard from Kevin in a while. When they went to check on him, they found him unresponsive on the ground. The team then added that once Kevin regained consciousness, they immediately looked for Tawanda, who went to check on him. Tawanda later said that he had a seizure and that Kevin's seizure might have been stress-induced because of everything he was going through. Honey, is this what they also want for Ashlee? And let's not forget how they alienated Tracy's husband, even though literally the entire season was about grieving Tracy. There were actually people on social media saying that it was disrespectful for the family to have those conversations with Kevin Jr. about Tracy without including her husband. But the sisters have made it clear that Kevin will never be involved. In fact, in one of the episodes, Tawanda and Trina made it clear that they did not want Kevin Sr. to be part of the show, ever.
I think that the audience and the fans need to understand that this platform is not for anyone else other than the people who respect Tracy's wishes.
Y'all didn't want the scene to happen?
Hell no.
And it didn't happen?
Good. No.
So that's where we at.
Good. Will it happen?
It won't happen.
Good. Okay.
It won't happen.
I always fought for Tracy.
Well, with Tamar bringing Ashlee to the show, people are saying that they don't think Tamar really cares about her niece's trauma. She's exploiting the situation to mess with her sisters, as always. If you look at it keenly, the real story isn't about Toni versus Tamar or who suggested what. The real story is how a niece, someone fresh to the Braxton family legacy, is being turned into the centerpiece of family drama, just to give this season some spice. At the end of the day, the question we're all left with is this: is this still the Braxtons, or has it become who can we use next for a storyline? There's also a likelihood that Tamar and Toni's feud is going to overshadow whatever Ashlee wanted to bring to the table anyway. And instead of people focusing on her, they're focusing on, was she Toni's idea? Was she Tamar's idea? Who's lying? Who's shading who? It's like she's not even a person to them anymore. She's just the headline. Well, I bet we are going to see a side of Toni we have never seen before. And who knows, maybe she's also fed up. But what I'm also wondering is Tamar finally making sense this time around? Or is she just spinning the drama like she always does? Was it really Toni's idea to bring Ashlee onto the show? Or is Tamar just convinced that Toni's pulling strings behind the scenes? And if Toni had nothing to do with Ashlee's casting, then why does it look like the family's using her the same way they used Tracy's son back in season 1? Most importantly, if nobody's owning up to that cease and desist, who really sent it? I just know it's going to be super messy. But you let me know what you think in the comments section below.